Okay, YouTubers. Excuse me. Uh, One thing that I do when it comes to projects is I like to make the sub-assemblies before I just put them into the main assembly. So this is your speaker sub-assembly, and we're going to put that together right now. And then we'll move on to something else. Yes, I know this is not from the very beginning of the manual, but it's a sub-assembly. So you build it first, and then you add it, and you go back to doing from the very beginning of the model. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so as you can see, this is the bottom pieces that are going to get mounted. This is the controller, this is the speakers, and this is the port, the air port. The bottom pieces get mounted with a 8 by 3 or 3 by 8 actually 3 by 8 millimeter screw. Make sure you don't have anything in there. That's not the one I wanted. That was one of my spares. There we go. A screwdriver. My handy dandy Duratrax. Actually, Duratrax 4 Traxxas screwdriver set. And as you'll notice, and I say this, I will be saying this in every one of my videos, you notice that I have my stuff painted white. There's a reason for that. It's painted white because the inside of the real tank is white. Get out the speakers here. Bam! I thought about ordering these and as a separate, making a little speaker box for one of my trucks. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyway, take your speaker wire, pull it out, take the curve out of it. These also get mounted with 3 by 8 screws. I think what I'm going to end up doing is go get my little power drill thing and do that instead. Maybe not. We'll see. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward through this and move on to the next step. Okay, so here it is. The speaker's installed, and I want to take note. If you look at the manual, it shows you the wires going in this direction. There's a reason for that. If you flip over your piece, you'll see that there are some notched out pieces right there. So that way you can't make a mistake and you'll put your speakers in properly. Alright, so now you take your wires, see there's a little cutout right there in the bottom part. That's where your wires go through. All right. Now let's put the screws in this. This is your air port, which goes right here. And we'll move on. This piece right here takes the 2 by 6 2mm by 6mm screw, and it's pretty simple. It just goes right there, and then you put them all in, and then you stick it in here. Okay, so there, all the screws are in. It's secured. Now you take your top. Notice the notch right here. There's a notch right there. You just take that and you stick it right in there. Alright, now you move on. Let's get these wires all straightened out. Can't have them all. We're gonna fix these wires, because I'm telling you right now, I don't like the way that they're acting. So where are my zip ties? The vehicle does come with zip ties, which is pretty cool. Or you can use your own. I'm going to use the provided ones. It does not say to do this, but I like a neat vehicle, so it's just my own personal little taste. Magnetic. And we'll do one more. let's do that one right here. There we go. Flush cuts. Very important when messing with zip ties. Okay, moving on. Flip this back over. Put your wires in the trough. There it goes. Alright. And now install the rest of the screws on it, and then we'll move on. The screws that are being put into this one are 3x8mm self-tappers, which you'll notice when you have this, or if you get it, that 90% of them have that coarse threading. That's a self-tapping screw, and it's typical for Tamiya parts. Sorry, Tamiya parts and vehicles. Alright. Okay, so now that we're all buttoned up and all the screws are in, I want to point out, notice how my wires are matching in as far as distance. That is because it needs to be according to the manual. Once I put the control box on, these are just going to go like this. The one that was longer, you just tuck your excess in here. So when you're doing your zip tying, make sure these are equal length before you cinch it all the way down. Alright, moving on to the next part. The controller. Motor wires, power wire. And this goes right here on the bottom. It only takes 2 screws. Now, later on, I'm going to end up waterproofing this because I don't want any moisture to destroy all my hard work and my hard-earned money. So now, take these right here, and one goes like this. And the other goes like this. You make sure they're pushed all the way down. Make a good connection. And there's that. Now you take this and you run it like that. And then you'll get this wire, which you'll see in the box later, or when or if you get one of these, and you will take this wire and this wire goes right here. Oops, sorry. There you go, right there. Oop. Probably should have put this on before I mounted it, but what's the fun in that? Okay, so now you take this and this and you set them right here in this trough. You take your little tie downs that they've given you and you use these little itty bitty flatheads, which are 2x6 millimeter. Got one there, and then you have this one, which is different, which goes here in the back. Alright, let me put these other ones in, and this will complete the speaker box subassembly. And there it is, the speaker box subassembly. Speaker box slash control board, motor control board subassembly. Alright, now I'm going to go get my haul, and we're going to move on. Okay, change of plans. We're not going to mess with the hull right now. I got something else going on with it. So, but we're going to move on to a different assembly. This is the turret rotation motor assembly, and that's what we're going to move on to next. You're going to need your grease to go with that, right there. And then that's it, a screwdriver. Alright, so we're going to move on. It tells us to grease the clutch, grease the inside where the clutch goes, and grease the outside. That's the clutch. The gear that it's going to go into. It's just a little bit, well, that's still too much. I'll spread that out a little bit. And then you drop the clutch into it. And then it tells you to grease your pin and grease your gears. So that's what we're going to do. Well, once I get to go in there, there it goes. Alright, you know that it's in there when you hear it go click.